Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back to Row Scale Sandbox. I know it's been a while, but I am finally back, and today we are going to be filling in this little area over here. So if you didn't see on our last episode, we managed to scale down the houses, and now they're looking so much better and so much more to scale. And even though these ones are at the larger scale, I am just going to leave them in just because of the amount of work I did to try and get all of the driveways to match up with the road. But that doesn't mean we can't start using the new scale over here. So first things first, I need to delete these trees, and now we can start bringing over some of these houses. So I think that's where our first one is going to go. And to be honest, I can fit one in just next door. Now I do have to sort out these gardens quickly, so I'm just going to pull this fence back a little bit, and I'm just going to use a wedge to fill in this little gap here. So there we go, we've got some more organic shaped gardens now, and I'm just going to take this pavement back so that we can have the drives access the road. So the way I'm going to do this is just by taking a little bit of this driveway and angling it ever so slightly towards the road. So now cars coming in should have a nice easy path to get up to their house. And just like that, these houses are looking complete. So now I'm going to bring over the detached house. I think that house looks really, really nice nestled in there. And to be honest, I don't think we need too many more houses over here. I might put some stuff in here at a later date. I'm not too sure at the moment. But for now, I think we can move on to over here. First of all, though, how could I forget to put in some trees? And now I think it's time that we continue on over here. So the first thing I'm going to do is extend this base plate we've got a little bit. And of course, you know that means we've got to extend the track too. And I just want to add a couple more fields, and then also maybe a little farmhouse as well. So let's start with the base of where this farmhouse is going to go. And then from the back, I want this mud track that leads out over this way. There we go. I think that is winding enough. Now I need to just find a nice color and texture for this. And now we have ourselves a little track. Now, we also need a path coming out this side, but it's going to be more straight as it's going to follow the edge of the fields. Okay, so now I've got some sort of idea of where the track is going to go. I think we should start building the house. So I'm just going to start with a block in the middle. And I actually sort of want this house to be white. Of course, we're going to need some pillars at the edges. And I want to see what these would be like in a sort of black wooden texture. You know, I don't think that's too bad, actually. So now we're going to need some doors and some windows. There we go, nothing too crazy. Now I'm going to go and put some windows on the top level as well. So we're definitely going to need a roof for this thing. And I'm intrigued, what happens if I try and make a thatched roof? So my thought process is if I use a cylinder and rotate it at an angle, hopefully I should be able to make something that resembles a thatched roof. I have no idea if this is going to be any good or not. You know what? That doesn't look too bad. I think it's a little bit uniform, but I could get on board with something like this, I think. For my first attempt at trying to make some sort of thatched roof, I think that has gone pretty well. Now, the only thing that's left to do on this house is just to add a couple of windows at the back. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to add is the sort of outlines of the fields. So now it's going to be quite clear where the fields are going to go. For the basic color of the field, I will just be using large squares. And no, the field won't stay this red color. I'm just making it like that so I can see the outline clearly. Okay, so we've got 3 nice organically shaped fields. And now we obviously need to give these a nice color. Let's have one a nice sort of orangey yellow. We'll have one a sort of bright yellow. And we can have one a nice sort of deep green over there. Now, first of all, I want to add hedgerows where there are going to be hedgerows. I also want to leave some of the borders because I want to put some fences up because I think those will look really, really nice. So I've just stacked a load of balls on top of each other as a little hedgerow, and I want to see how this sort of looks. So first thing I'm going to do is give them all a generally darker color. So let's go with something like this and see how that sort of turns out. Okay, so what I've got going on is, you know, certainly something. So the next thing I want to do is just come over here and grab a bit of this fencing. I think adding the fence has already made a really large difference. Okay, so all the fences are now in, and I think it's time to move on to what is really going to pull this entire area together. And that is a good bit of landscaping. First of all, I want these little gravel mounds by the side of the road. And now I need to go around and do the exact same with all of these large green mounds of grass. Okay, that is already looking miles and miles better. But now I think what we need to do is go around and add a whole load of trees. And there we go. Now the trees are in. I really think this farm is looking so much better. There are 1 or 2 more things that I need to do before we finish up for today. First of all is to add a couple hills along the back so we just get a nice backdrop. And of course, that's a very easy thing to do just by using these large balls. There we go. Some lovely rolling hills. And of course, these are going to need a couple trees on them. And now there are a couple buildings in here that might be useful to use as part of the farm. First of all, some of these barns might be really nice, and also a couple of silos as well. And I might just sneak in a little log cabin. All in all, I am pretty happy with how this farm turned out. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Goodbye.